Hey, Tim DeStasio back here at Psychrometric Saturday, and we've been talking a lot about relative humidity in the last few episodes, and we're going to keep talking about that today. So we're going to talk about relative humidity versus dew point in a simple exercise. Our typical design standards when we design a house is that we design it to maintain 75-degree dry bulb and a 55-degree dew point. Now remember, dew point is the actual amount of moisture in the air. So it really doesn't matter where we go in the dry bulb scale. We can go all the way down here to 60, we can go all the way up here to 100. If our dew point stays the same, it is not affected by dry bulb temperature, but our relative humidity is. Our relative humidity is the amount of humidity compared with the amount of moisture that the air can hold. And as we can see, as we go from left to right, as our dry bulb temperature increases, if our dew point stays the same, our relative humidity is going to get lower and lower. So let's do a brief exercise. Here's where we're at. We're at 75-degree dry bulb, 55-degree dew point. What if our dew point stays the same, but we change our dry bulb temperature? Let's do a quick exercise changing our dry bulb temperature from 75 to 65. We're going to plot it, and we're going to see what happens to our relative humidity. So all we did was we changed our dry bulb temperature. Our dew point stayed at 55, and look what happened to where our point is plotted now. Now we are really close to that 70%. So the amount of moisture stayed the same, our dew point stayed the same, but when we changed our dry bulb temperature, our relative humidity changed. Let's go to the other way. Let's go to 80 degrees dry bulb temperature, maintain that same 55-degree dew point, and let's see what happens to our relative humidity. Now all we did was move our dry bulb temperature to a warmer temperature. Our dew point stayed the same at 55, and look what happened to our relative humidity. Now we're really close to that 40% curve. It's 42% to be exact. So we went from 65 degrees to 80 degrees dry bulb temperature, and our relative humidity went from 70% to 42%. And here's the point that I'm trying to make. Relative humidity can be deceptive. It's really relative on the temperature, and it's difficult to remember which is a safe relative humidity versus a dangerous relative humidity because it changes constantly with temperature. Therefore, I really strongly suggest that you as a practitioner start developing troubleshooting techniques using dew point, because dew point stays the same. It measures the actual amount of moisture that's in the air, and it's not relative to temperature. There is a place for relative humidity. We'll talk about that in a future episode, but for now, thanks for watching Psychrometric Saturday.